Okay, so we're in the key of A, and I'm going to be stealing some licks from Robert Johnson's song Steady Rollin' Man. I don't play it the way that he plays it. I'm going to put a link to his recording down below, his remastered recording, and if you're in standard tuning and playing in the key of A, you're going to be in tune with him, so you'll be able to steal a whole bunch of stuff from him, okay? But he does a sophisticated, fast, intro. I don't. I do something simpler because I'm a simpler player, but I'm just going to steal a bunch of licks from him. That's going to be the beginning. We're going to be working off. I play it a little more complicated when I do my own version of it, but for the sake of this lesson, I'm just going to stick to the basic stuff. Pardon me for a second here. I got to fix something on my camera. Okay. So he did not play, Robert Johnson did not play his intros like that. I've mixed up his intros over the years and made a whole bunch of different intros. And then I go to this D, and then this D, this E, and then I start over again. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to explain each thing that I played. What I'm doing here is I'm doing the A shuffle, and then I'm hitting this high A note at the 5th fret, and I'm usually hitting both of them. Sometimes I'll hit one, and then I'm going into the A7. Okay? Sliding into it like that, doing it. So I'm going. And then I'm going to this D. And sometimes what I'll do, rather than just sitting on this D until I go back to the A, is I'll do this D, I'll go. Go to this D, which is your D7, and I'll alternate between these two notes here. I'll go. To E7, hitting my E note, low E note. D, hitting this F sharp here to make the D fatter, and I'll be trilling off this note here. And then into a turnaround like that. So I won't always do a turnaround like this. Sometimes I will do this turnaround, which I find interesting, and somebody showed me this turnaround years ago, and I can't remember who it was. But it goes like this. So I'm on the A note, my first finger's on the A note, and I'm on the G, and I'm using my thumb. Some people find it more comfortable to use their fingers like this, but I go into the E for a turnaround, so I'll go. And then back into, and right now I'm not hitting anything but the shuffle. So this is the shuffle is something that's very important to get. So if I'm playing this song, my version of this song, I will be going. And then D. D7. Back to. And then I will go into this E. And start out again. Sometimes I will hit this note rather than this note. E, and sometimes I will go to this E up here, E7, and alternate back and forth between these two bass notes. E7. Rather than doing a turnaround, I just did a turnaround with chords. But I think that this here, that feel is the most important thing for you to get. And actually this I ripped off from Robert Johnson doesn't play it exactly like this. Like he uses this high note here when he's playing it, and he's doing like a. I can't do it exactly like him, but I stole this from Robert Jr. Lockwood because this is what he does. So this is similar to what he does. He will go. And I'm going to put a link to his version down below too. He goes. But he doesn't use this chord, he uses this chord. Where he will have this. His finger on this note, and then he will be doing. But I don't do that. You can use that E. The old Reverend Gary Davis, I use this turnaround a lot because this would be a D if you were to finger it like this. Here's your D. If you were to finger it like this, okay, put your fingers like this to make a D, and then put this. That would be an E. 7. So I will go. before I went to the E chord, I was going. So I went. I'm on the high, the two high A strings. I'm thumping, because Robert Johnson really beat on this. Okay, so I'm going. So I'm going from an A major into a A7. These are A7 notes. Okay, so these two notes, so I'm going. Into the E rather than a turnaround, so I'm going. This is the most important thing to get the song driving along, is this. After you do your turnaround, however you decide to do it, you might decide to use this turnaround to start the song. And then you might decide to use this one. So this is a longer one. So this is an A7. I'm going down. I've stolen these chords from Robert Johnson over the years, but this is an A7. I don't know what this is. I don't know what most of my chords are notes. I just play them. So I go. This is some kind of a... It's not a diminished. I don't know what the hell it is, but I go. Then into the A, my A major, then. Slide down on my E like that. And then go into this. So this is something that's very important. This is probably the hardest thing to get for people who are newer. So that's your one chord, the A chord. Then into your 4 chord, which is the D7. I use the big fat D. We use this E, E7, back to D, and this turnaround. So I'm going to use my thumb now. Then into my E. Beginning. And then you can just play this too. Now, if you decide to record yourself, if you work up a version of this song and you decide to record yourself and you want to play stuff over it, then you might want to lay everything back and just play very simply on the first guitar, or if you're playing along with somebody and they're like soloing along with the song or whatever. Then D. This is a D9. And I'm adding this note on here. I've showed that before, but it bears repeating. There, I've showed this before too. I ripped this off from Reverend Gary Davis, but I don't do it right. I do it my own way. And then into this. And then into the E. So that's your turnaround. You can do your chords up here too. This is my A, and what I'm doing here, and not doing it very well because these strings are really heavy, I'm going. To my E7, back to A, E7, sorry, this was a D7. And then back to this. So what I'm trying to say, so you can play these chords all over the place. So you, your A7 chord is here, your D7 chord is here. You can make it fat by adding your F sharp. And you have all kinds of notes to play within the chord, as I've showed before. A7, you can play your A7 here. You have an A7 here, you have an A7 up here. Okay, your D, we did here, I did this D here, I also used this D here. Okay, for your E, I use this E a lot, I use this E a lot, and I also use this E a lot in my version of this song. And then you've got your like I showed in the video the other day about playing off the chord. You've got your little scales around here, around the A chord. But this little lick here I will use as a break. Robert Johnson plays something like this in the song. I will just use that as a break in the middle of the song. He plays that in a whole bunch of different spots, and he does a way cooler job of it. So I'm replacing my one chord with this little break. Every turnaround, you don't have to do a turnaround like this. You can use this little break to get back to your E. And then take you back to the beginning of the song again, okay? So, those are the chords that I use in that song. I hope it helps. I'm going to put a link to Robert Johnson's version, remastered version. You will be in tune with him if you're in standard tuning, in the key of A. I'm going to put a link to the version of Robert Jr. Lockwood's version, and I'm also going to put a link to Eric Clapton's 1974, I can't remember what album it was on, but he didn't do it on acoustic guitar, he did it in a band format, so that you can hear three different versions. Robert Jr. Lockwood's version is close to Robert Johnson's, but not as sophisticated. And then Eric Clapton's version is in a band context, like he's playing the song in a band, and it's kind of funky sounding. So you can listen to those, and then you can play along with Robert Johnson's version and steal a bunch of stuff out of it. And you can also listen to, search the song out, listen to a whole bunch of people's versions of this particular song. So anyway, I hope that helps. Thanks for watching.